And we're live in the second game of the second episode of That's Right, Company of Heroes Death Match. A vicious, disgusting, violent, ultra-violent version of Company of Heroes competitive. And it's all about having fun and pushing the players to try something batshit insane. Got a bit of Fallschirmjägers landing immediately. Is this Crete? I don't know, but Orange Pest within 30 seconds is going for the high fuel in the north. The choice from Artem, your sex god, your dominant king of the deathmatch, is Scavenge Doctrine. Kubelwagen and Jaegers coming out. Stern Pioneers trying to close the gap, but Orange Pest was waiting for him. Kubel closes the distance and forces the paratroopers away. Elsewhere from Orange Pest, we're just going for Folks Grenadiers. The map today is made by one and only Stormjäger, king of the safe haven of Virgins, a Discord that he runs. But he's made a bloody good map here, I have to say. It looks excellent. Just survey the landscape. Got this fantastic church in the centre, for example. And yeah, it's got a really interesting territory dynamic where the fuel is cut-offable in more than one way. And I just really like how the map looks from a flow standpoint. Eager to see how it plays. Double Fallschirmjäger. The second one is engaging in the north, forcing away the Kubel. JLIs have yet to engage quite yet. Don't forget they need a converted headquarters to be fully operational. Stormtroopers also forced away. Orange Pest is having a good time of things thus far. Of course, he cast in game one. And got him used to a little bit of the craziness of this format. Big shout out, by the way, to Findeed. Good Company Heroes buddy of mine and a former tournament player. He suggested, nice grenade. Burns one of these poor guys alive. It's curdled screams as he's burnt to a crisp. Findeed had the idea of high resource, and I think it was fantastic. It was the missing piece of the puzzle. Folks pushed out of the paddock there by their own kindred. Mission accomplished in the north. That's the victory point being capped by Orange Pest. No fuel. Well, this fuel, sorry, is connected right now. Can it be disconnected by the God of Sex? JLIs for him. Really needs to get this converted. Oh, that's bloody... There we go. There it is. Battle group. They've both got battle group, actually. Interesting. When you go elite infantry, I suppose that's the best idea. Want to keep them healthy. Stone Pioneers need the healing, I tell you. Here come those Fallschirmjägers with those FG-42s. Oh, grenade thrown on retreat, easily dodged. Back in the north, Stern Pioneers in all kinds of trouble. Jaeger under the shadow of this huge crane. This newly industrialized map. We just had a squad wipe in the south there. Fallschirmjägers take out one of the two Folks Grenadiers. Meanwhile, all kinds of shenanigans happening in the north. Kubel's hasn't got a kill yet, but he almost could have wiped that squad if it wasn't for the folks threatening here. Not enough munitions for a Faust, though, so they seek refuge behind this Opel Blitz truck. An ambient one, at least. Lovely surround. Look at that nice backdrop there with looks like cooling towers, doesn't it? Very cool. 3 JLIs now for Artem, replacing his Folks Grenadiers with elite Ubermensch, as the Reich would have you believe. Quiet on the western front now after the early burst of aggression with Fallschirmjägers landing and sirens wailing. We were launched into this beautiful map. Flak half track is the choice from Artem's sex god. Interesting. Wonder what Orange Pest is going to be going for himself. He does have the option to acquire a flak of his own. We could have in a double flak attack very shortly. Grenade tossed, easily dodged. Ashablar joins us in chat. Ashablar is one of the players that will be unlocked as this series progresses. We're not allowing the top 6 well, I'm not allowing the top 6 tournament players at this point in time. But maybe next week or maybe the week after, we're going to start unlocking the big bad boys of the Co scene. You have to keep playing to unlock them. Let's go aboard this crane. Just want to try and pretend I'm... I'm a crane. Kubel putting the pressure down. Sturms back away. So much pressure applied by Orange Pest, though. He's done a really good job on the fuel. People in chat saying Ashablar is an unlockable DLC character. Indeed he is. I haven't quite unlocked him yet. Need to play campaign. Vector, that was not the Moderna vaccine hitting me hard. That's just my weird sense of humour. Flak putting the pressure down in the south. Folks just tagging out of the church and trying to buy time, basically, for this contingent in the north to take their positions. Keep these squads away from them. MG34 takes. See what they can see. Nice sightlines from the church, it has to be said. This MG is going to be really powerful. Can fire out of this window here. But not out of this one here, it seems. So it's either north or south facing. Devem don't want to stay around to know how AE is when he assumes cocaine. Don't worry, you'll never know that. Giving up on hard drugs when I realise I don't need them. Flak is under attack there from Orange Pest. FG42s can't get the kill though, it seems. Could have thrown an almighty grenade there. Orange Pest is heavy in pursuit of his assailant here. Out of control goes the Kubel. JLIs stand helpless. We get a Rakettenwerfer trying to help out somehow. Artem's Flak has survived. The king of the deathmatch, Artem Sex God, is just about alive at this point in time. He needs to fire up and get back into things, because Orange Pest is wailing on him. He really is. Continuously harass this fuel. I just want to say the chain of engagements leading up to the fuel has been really good from Orange Pest. Just allowing him to keep the pressure on, picking his engagements a little bit more sharply. All, of course, got that squad wipe. He's got 61 pop cap versus 51. And victory point wise, he's slightly ahead. But Artem isn't going to take things lightly. Of course, he beat PFC to become reigning champion, so there's no soft touch there, is there? Let's check out the early game stats and have a look at the points held graph, which I think is a pretty good one, showing Orange Pest just getting ahead and staying there. Half-track forces away the JLIs. Rakettenwerfer's ready for Artem's when he's finally repaired. Just now trying to rescue his own fuel points. Fallschirmjäger's cap with cloak. Having any issues at the moment. Trading men there, just to find an inch of land. Can he finally get his own fuel? No, he cannot. We got sprinting Volksgrenadiers using Valiant Assault, just about getting their toe over the line. That is the level of harassment Orange Pest has been able to levy against his opponent. It's been quite frankly fantastic. Does he get the wipe there? No, they escape. Meanwhile... Oh, he gets it! What the fuck? I look away for a moment and he does. I see here the words target hit. That was a max range shot there. I really thought he'd escaped. My bad. Artem's now lost both Volksgrenadiers. Smoke bombs his way back to base, ready for the Stern Pioneers to repair him. Really asking ourselves the question, what's better, 3 JLIs or 3 Focus Grenadiers and 2 Fallschirmjägers, because I'm pretty sure the latter they could have done without losing his 2 Focus Grenadiers. Could Autumn, he's lost the fleshy, spongy layer that allowed his structure breathing room. G34 is now going to try and make a statement. Don't forget, it can be flanked over this northern direction. It's a possibility. Let's check out the centre. G34 versus Garrison down there. And another JLI! Wow, okay. Remember, if these get heavy veterancy in the late game, they're absolute killers at long range. And he's gotten the G43s on 3 of them. It's not too shabby all in all. Back in the south, Flak's putting the hurt down. Nice long range assault there from the Raketenwerfer. Flak has to reposition. Fortunately for Autumn, for the first time in this game, he's been able to consolidate his own fuel and just keep it for a good amount of time. Good pressure put down by the Raketenwerfer. He's going to pursue with his own flak off track. JLIs en masse, trying to put the hurt down. Green cover's coming to the rescue of these folks. More work being done in the north. MG34 is being flanked. He gets the kill there on the flak at max range. Looks like JLI's got the kill in the end. They went past him. I heard target destroyed in the north, so that's why we were looking up there. But we do have a flank coming in. MG34 with crowd suppression is able to stop the flank, able to reposition. But yeah, we've got a flak down in the south. He actually collided with the bigger flak truck, the Schwer. He himself is now just about getting his own Schwer out, but he's going to be behind. Orange Pest has already acquired what he needed. MG34 goes down in the north. Did recruit, but couldn't. Sorry, reposition, but it couldn't set up fully in time. FG42s were able to de-man it. He's under a lot of pressure now. These JLIs have got to do a lot of killing. They've got to get both squads down to 3 men to keep the MG from being unpickable. They've done their job as the Schwer watches on, commanding them to work harder. They've got another JLI coming in from the south, forcing a double retreat from OP. Back in the south there, we got the G42 upgrade to give them twice the firepower. In the centre we watch on as he seeks refuge within the holiest of garrisons. Is he going to recrew his own? It's going to be expensive MG though. It's why he could do with just one Focus Grenadier squad perhaps. He does have a double Raketenwerfer now too. It's going to be costly to keep recrewing these support weapons with JLIs. Stern Pioneers forced away in the south there. Double retreating the 2 squads he had in the north. He's finally getting his Schwer set up, but Orange Pest is getting really close to Panzer IV. That's why we've had to go 2 Raketenwerfers for the God of Sex. Just wanted to see how much a JLI reinforcement is. So he's got them back in base now. Let's see how long it takes them to start reinforcing them. I imagine they're like 30 manpower each or something. Maybe even higher. Surprised if they're any less. 35, Asher says. You've got to be joking me. 35. That's why Autumn's really going to struggle with pressure in this game. Thank you, Asher and chat, for helping out there. As an unlockable DLC character, it's just nice to get a sneak preview. He's under a lot of pressure there as well. Really start to feel like the end game for Orange Pest starting to come in. The fuel harassment has absolutely paid dividends. Here's Stuka smoke reconnaissance. Raketen misses wildly. Panzer's not been authorized yet. JLI blob assembles. Nice stun grenade just to put him in his tracks, but he is able to dodge it, however. And he's just snuck a sneaky squad south to do some very required capping. She sets up there the churches, the chosen refuge for now as he sets up his Raketenwerfers in anticipation. First Grindy is forced off, and they've got an ISG building for Orange Pest. Noticed always about Orange Pest, he does like to go for his indirect fire options. Autumn, by the way, is going for an Ostwind. That's going to be an interesting choice. So these Raketenwerfers basically have to attain veterancy. He has to protect them, has to play well with them, because an Ostwind against the Panzer IV is going to be a tough, overworked vehicle. He's going to have to constantly maneuver to get value out of it, because the Panzer IV will be hunting it. Talking the Panzer IV as he goes south, forces away JLIs there. There it is. Only 45 of them built in the war. Most common upgrade for the Panzer IV chassis to take out planes was, of course, the Wirbelwind. The Flak Panzer was built a few times. A lot of them built on Panzer II chassis and all sorts. Oh, Raketenwerfers found the Flak. Can he react? Yes, he can. Ostwind's coming in from the north. Starts its assault. JLI's forced away in the south. Orange Pest is looking rampant. Squad wipe there. Nice push in from the Stern Pioneers. You're just really gonna start to feel that Autumn's lost too much. Let's check out his unit stats here. He's lost 1 JLI, 2 Volksgrenadier, and now a Stern Pioneer. If you look at what Orange Pest has lost, or maybe what he hasn't, I don't think he's lost anything. He's a different class, it would seem. And he's looking likely to be your king of the death match. Your reigning champion, should he win this. Autumn has a hell of a lot of work to do. Sprinting around aimlessly. Boschem Jaeger's waiting. And that's what we were worried about. The Raketenwerfers aren't grouped though. The other one is way out of commission. So he's not able to cause some real damage against the Panzer IV. ISG's first shots. Are they all the way in base? He's just attacking the Schwer for now. MG34 still watching over that northern flank. Trying to keep some pressure on the field. I mean, in terms of victory points, he's not actually done that badly. 386 versus 418. Feel like we're in a bit of lull in activity for a while as the support weapons reign supreme. Until we gain critical mass with some of these tanks, perhaps. Well, things like definitely a valiant assault. Maybe Orange Pest could launch in, but we've also got to worry about the 105mm howitzer barrage from Autumn at some point. Certainly got the munitions for it. Rear armor penetrated on the Panzer. He pushes forward with the Raketen for a further shot to Autumn. JLI's in the house, up to 9 kills. ISG continuing to pepper the Schwer. Already got it down to 70% health. Svins only gotten 2 kills thus far. Not exactly winning awards, or it won't be at this rate. Late ISG dodge, but he does cap the victory point. Autumn stabilising despite all of those squad losses. 4 in total. Raketenwerfer finds the Ostwind. This could be devastating. Just about escapes the precipice of disaster. Newly built Stern Pioneers have repairing to do. And Orange Pest is methodically now just really starting to tighten the noose. She's going to keep the Stern Pioneers. They're going to have too much to do. Do they repair the Ostwind, or do they go straight into Schwer repairing duties? Flanks in the south. Rakettenwerfer's standing by. Good salvo there. Very good. GLIs versus Folshams. Orange Best doesn't want to stick around to see who wins that one. There was one of the other Rakettenwerfers waiting. He's forced a retreat, but he's taken out. He did have the munitions for a smoke bomb. He had more than enough, 270, but you really feel he's starting to be outclassed here by the mighty Swede. Infiltration grenades. Gets a cheeky kill on one of the stern pioneers there. Second Ostwind's the build order for Autumn. Wasn't expecting that. Really crazy idea. That's very grouped MG though. That could be hurt very quickly. He's had to spread out and get out of there. Orange Pest's own MG did suppress the Jaegers on their approach. Here comes a cheeky 105mm. It's not going to do any damage though. He'll get out of there. Ha! Does do damage, a tiny bit to these foes grenades. Not so sure it was worth 180 munitions though. MG flip reverses it on these folks, gets the pin. Second Ostwind now built. Does he have enough by way of AT, however? He's really got to be careful. Good infantry damage being done now. He's got 11 kills on this first JLI and 10 on the other. One retreats and the other stays in the fight. Rakettenwerfer's set up. Second Ostwind comes in. OP's Raketten's now in trouble. That could get decrewed. He has been stunned on his own AT rocket launchers. But oh my god, he's going to survive. No, he isn't. There he goes. Can he push up now? Can he do the damage? It's interesting stuff. Meanwhile, that cheeky MG's now under ISG fire. Ostwinds go north. They force away. The MG is going to take out the Rakettenwerfer for the first wipe. Sorry, second wipe of the game after the flak, don't forget, is taken out. That's the health left on Autumn's Schwer, if you're wondering. And just great work done by Autumn's MG there. He's finding his rhythm yet again after all these pesky squad wipes. What a comeback it would be. Oh, he's found the Schwer now. He's doing a hell of a lot of damage. Where's Orange Pest? Can he come to the rescue? Yes, he can. Good shot from afar there from the Rakettenwerfer. Can he finish the job? He desperately wants it. Yes, he can. Ostwind for Schwer. Good trade, most likely. Could end up being two of the buggers, though. He's reversing the way. He's got no access to smoke, no access to combat blitz. And this Panzer IV is running rampant. Not so sure about that trade. At least it was a trade, I suppose. He's going to buy him some time, though. No, it was a terrible idea. There's no saying it wasn't. It's 100 fuel for something that obviously costs quite a bit less. 15 plus 90 plus plus 30 plus 90, is it? So I think I'm right there, aren't I? It's 135 for 200 fuel. Definitely not worth it. Yes, he will get another Austin. Of course he will, Kawzak. Of course, Kawzak is the player that's lined up to play after. All these mighty warriors have elected to play in the Deathmatch League. They must be mad. Sandbags destroyed there. Folks Grenadiers are going to continue. In the north, but Orange Pest is applying pressure. He's coming in for a cheeky grenade perhaps, but JLIs are waiting. Stern Pioneers suffer a casualty. There's another one. 40. How many of these? I think he's had 6 JLIs now. It's been, hasn't it? I want to say. Oh. Third Ostwind. Pushing away folks almost immediately. Raketenwerfers are set up and waiting for the Panzer, but they're uncovered. Back in the north, constantly little skirmishes erupting here. Panzer IV is going to turn that against them, and a good squad wipe potential here. As the Fallschirmjägers are lined up, the Panzer IV might get the kill before they're able to. Oh, that's a double squad wipe. Oh, it could have been. So close to being. How many for autumn now? Let's count them. Come on, children! 5 Jaeger Light Infantry Squad died. 2 Folks Grenadiers. And don't forget, no, don't forget about the Stern Pioneers. It's a fun children's counting game. Next, we'll be teaching you about vegetables with Dev M. The vaccine's not hitting me hard, Kawsak. I'm trying to be entertaining. I don't know if I'm succeeding. Maybe I'm just delirious. Maybe I'm not even watching a game. I'm just in a fever dream. Staring at the side of my room and shuddering right now. Raketenwerfers, we do have one at Veterancy 4. As a single vehicle destroyed, that flak earlier on. And they are pretty much the only thing keeping him in this game before the Panzer IV absolutely romps over him. The Ostwind's kind of stopping the incisive infantry play of Orange Pest, but I'm not so sure it is doing a great job of that. Don't forget though, Autumn does have some wins under his belt. He's got 2 wins, that's $40, so if he loses now, he cashes out for the death match. Here's that flank from Orange Pest as promised. Ostwind's looking for a kill. Jaegers can't focus fire though from within the church. And everything's forced back. Everything is in base now for Orange Pest as the Panzer IV is the wolf at the door. Just keeping him back. What can he do in the face of such wanton aggression? Orange Pest has a shit ton of fuel. Must be thinking perhaps of something big and meaty. Third, Raketenwerfer's building, but as we mentioned, 35 manpower for each JLI. It's so expensive. Oh, what a shot there! There's 105 manpower for you with 1 shot. Ostwind has 7 kills. If we just look at the KD, it's just absolutely ridiculous, most likely. Oh no! Oh, what the fuck? That's JLIs for you. They actually get a lot of kills when you at least expect. You got 15, 14. I really expected with the squad wipes that Orange Pest would have so many more kills. Very surprised by that. KD's almost equal. Zarok with a good point in chat. When you have few units, few can die. Big brain thinking, and here's one less squad he has. Oh, just about surviving there. The snow camouflage came to his rescue. Ostwind in trouble. Couldn't quite get the last shot away. Come on, Orange Pest, treat us to a King Tiger. You've got enough fuel. You're getting there now, at least. He's got a good army, though, and he's using it well. Support weapons, infantry, and Panzer IV gets hit by 2 Raketenwerfers there. Could be 3 very shortly. He's got a wave of infantry ready to defend him, however. Flushes out the Fallschirmjägers there. Well, he didn't know he did. There, in turn, spotting for the Raketenwerfer. Very low health on the 3rd Ostwind. Back in the centre. OP's just pushing here to keep the victory points. Using Bit of valiant assault to attack and move more quickly and effectively. Big Papa Panzer with 19 kills now. Sorry, did I say 19? I meant 20. There you go. It's a nice tree formation. I just like the look of the trees on this map. In fact, the entire atmospheric settings and snow and etc. is bloody beautiful, isn't it? It really is. Victory points have gone against him. 3 victory points and JLIs. Sorry, 3 Raketenwerfers and JLIs is his strategy. 2 of them lined up here. Good shots. Panzer IV forced away. Need all 3 possibly to be in combat there. The third one was late to join the party. JLI's now Veterancy 4. We've got a Veterancy 5 Jaeger squad now. FG-42s. Suppress. Couldn't quite get rid of the MG with a lot of veterancy itself now. The Captain in the north, however. Squad wipe coming in, perhaps. Can the folks go stationary? Can get the lost shut off? No, they can't. Church is under a lot of pressure. These guys are burning out. 105 mil howitzer barrage. Where's the target? Here it is. Oh, there you go. Finally get something for it. Spent 360 munitions now on our team. And on the second time of asking, gets a squad wipe. That's the third thing to die now for Orange Pest. I'll tell you what, Autumn is deceptive. He's still staying in this. Orange Pest is a bit rusty as well, so although he's had a great early game, maybe Autumn can outlast him. It is possible. We've seen stranger things happen in Company Heroes. I feel this Panzer IV's not been very active for very often. I think the Stern Pioneers have been otherwise engaged. Vet 5, double Vet 5 JLIs. Now that's a Foes Grenadiers. That's a conscript's worst nightmare, but it is indeed a Foes Grenadiers' worst nightmare in this cast. Juicy little 70 manpower shot there. Dropping like flies. Doing some good capping on the victory points, though. Staying in the battle despite having almost half of what Orange Pest has. So surprising to me that he's been able to be so aggressive. Oh, and here it is. The big, fat, grey slug. 69 tons of slow devastation. It comes on you like a tidal wave of sludge. A tsunami of slime. And this big curmudgeonly old bastard's here to make you shake in fear. Autumn's days are numbered, ladies and gents. The King Tiger's now on the field, if you haven't heard it already. Good stun grenade, he advances. A glacier of steel and German efficiency, Zarok says. Glacier's a good one. I like it. A glacier of violence. I was going for slime and grime because it's got that grey camouflage. That was my particular intro this time. You have to keep it fresh. He's put all his eggs in one basket now though, hasn't he? But 3 Raketenwerfers. That's really difficult against a King Tiger, especially with this much infantry on the field. Panzer IV as well, don't forget. King Tiger makes his way to the centre. Gets hit by 2 of them. Smoke bombs him. And kamikazes into the MG there. Smoke bomb kamikaze. There's a new ability for you. Osvinden. Spot of bother. King Tiger barely suffers a dent. So close to disaster, this particular JLI squad. Orange Pest just needs to recon. He's getting the Rakettenwerfers in position as Autumn. Always one behind though, isn't he? There he goes. Oh, nice shots. Penetrated. 60. And another. Down to 50% health now as the KT. That'll get the veterancy high on the platoon of Rakettenwerfers. Double high munitions coming in for Orange Pest shortly. He's capping in the south. Keeping double victory points as well. Pushing his opponent down and further on down. Rakettenwerfers line up against the Panzer IV. Can they get 2 more shots in? Yes, but they do not penetrate. What a nade there by the Fallschirmjägers. But a JLI die elsewhere as well. So much pressure being put down. Will he lose? This Vet 5 Rakettenwerfer so close to doing so. Oh dear, oh dear. That could have been a lot better though, that nade. I feel he was a little bit unlucky not to get a single wipe there. With 25 kills and Vet 5 on his Fallschirmjägers. Really feel like he's in a superior position now. And look, the King Tiger's almost ready once more. Terrible voice acting for the King Tiger. What's that? Oh my god, that's disgusting, isn't it? If this was Company Heroes 1, it'd be like, prepare to execute. Or something. It'd be a German accent now. We're Jagdpanzer, goddammit, and we hate you. That's just badass. Crushes the Fallschirmjäger Vet 5. Can he get the kill? Is this the return of the Sex God? Gets some good Rakettenwerfer shots in on the Panzer IV. Orange Pest is AFK, it seems. Rakettenwerfer takes out the Ostwind from the north. It was a trap. Meanwhile, King Tiger turns his turret. Autumn does not let it happen. It was a death of 1,000 cuts and 1,000 squad wipes. Orange Pest is your new god of war. He's the king of the death match. There we go. That was fun. That was fun. We had a good good little jaunt there. I do believe we've got a player lined up to play. Orange Pest says a Panzer IV phased through the tree outside the base. Oh, my arm is dead. Oh, why do I have to be vaccinated, man? It really hurts. It feels like a constant dead arm. Orange Pest says... Vector, by the way, that a tree drove through. Somebody tell Vector this. There we go. Told him in chat. Bill Gates has control of my arm, does he? Okay. Got one more game to go, guys. It's going to be